Hi, welcome to Online Appliance Tech. Today we're going to work on the newer model Maytag top load washer with the LE error code, or you may be getting the code the F8E1. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to get behind the panel. First thing, make sure you unplug the unit, and then you'll use like a quarter bit to remove this panel. So you have, I believe, 8 quarter bit screws. Will count them. Here's one. You'll have to remove the top panel. Actually, we'll put this one back. This is the wrong one. There we go. And then we have a couple more at the top that we're going to move. And this behind this panel is where the water inlet valve is, and more than likely this is going to be your problem. Here in a minute, we'll put this washer in diagnostic mode. This way we can test the cold valve and the hot water inlet valve, and also we'll check the water hoses and make sure they're not restricted, because that can also cause a LE error code or the F8E1 error code. But we'll just remove this right now so we can show you exactly where everything is located. So here's a better view of where the screws are located at. That way you can see exactly which ones you gotta move, and don't forget the one bottom left that we removed from the get-go. Hopefully this light doesn't mess up the vision for this camera. It was a little dark in this little room. So right here we have all the main control board, and right here we have the valve. So right here in a moment we'll activate the diagnostic, and then we'll check these hoses out to make sure we have no restriction. Actually, before we move forward with the diagnostic, let me show you where the service manual is on this washer. So just open up the lid, and you'll kind of press the tub down, I would say with your left hand, and you'll push it with your right hand. You'll feel like a plastic area, and then there's a service manual that you have to pull out. And it's a little bit of a pain to get out, but once you get it out, you can file it somewhere safe. But this is a way, or a sheet of paper or service manual, I would say, that will show you what all the error codes mean, and how to put it in a service mode, and what to check if you have code X, B, or Z. You get what I'm saying. So here it is. So this is the service mode, service manual. Good book to have for your washer, especially if you want to keep it. Okay, let's place this washer in diagnostic mode. You're going to hit these 3 buttons in sequence: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 3 times in a row, and then the whole display will light up. And you'll hit the third one once, and you'll pull up all error codes. This is your 3rd button down. So then you can look in your book here to see what this error code means. And to pull up the next error code, you'll just hit the 3rd button again, the 3rd one in sequence, and it will show the next error code. And then we'll hit the 3rd button down, the 3rd one in sequence, to show the next error code. Then you'll look in your book. You'll basically just keep on doing this, and once the machine beeps, that means that will be the last error code, and then it'll start over again with the first error code. And this is what I mean. You'll hit the 3rd button again, and this machine will beep. So basically it'll just start over from scratch from error code 1. Now let's hit the power button and turn it off, and we'll go back into diagnostic mode, pressing these in sequence: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you'll press the 2nd one momentarily, and then it'll show the error code, and then you'll press it one more time and press start. So now we're in manual test mode. So basically we can activate anything in the machine we would like to activate. So 000 will basically like the door if we press start, but we're going to go up and down, and then we'll go up and down. That's how it works. And we'll go to test mode 1. This is the cold water. We'll press start, and then we'll check for the water output. As you can see here, we have no cold water, just a couple drips. So that does tell us that the valve is not doing its job and it's not opening up to allow water, which we get the LE code. Test 2, we'll hit start. This is the hot water valve. Same thing, the valve is defected and not allowing the hot water to come in. So like I stated earlier, we will check the water hoses, but more than likely, and it's a common problem, to be the valve. So now we'll just turn the machine off, and then we're going to unplug it for safety, and then we're going to remove the water. Well, actually turn it off first, and then we're going to remove the hoses. So once you remove the hose, I recommend having a bucket underneath you. That way you can just let the excess water fall into the bucket, and this bucket is some type of bucket. This way we can run the flush through the hose and make sure we're getting good water pressure. Okay, right now we're going to turn the hoses on and make sure we have good pressure. Just hold the hoses and make sure they don't back out of the bucket and make a mess. But as you can see here, we got good pressure on both of them. So I know it's not no water pressure issue, and the hoses are allowing the water to come through. As you can see here, they're clean on the outside. So yeah, this is a bad valve. So this is the valve. I will leave this in description if you need this valve. It does go to this washer. And if you also need a diagnostic video, I have that in my video. I'll link that at the end of this video if you want to check that out. So you need like some type of game card or plastic card or a credit card you're not going to use no more, and you'll slide it in like this. This is how you remove the display. So like at a side angle, and you'll take 2 hands, 2 fingers, and you press the clip in. As you can see here, it'll pop up, and then you'll go to the other side, and at a corner angle you'll just slide the card in. It has to be thin, and just press 2 hands and it'll pop it right up. Don't try to use a flathead, it will crack if it's too thick. Then you just pull it off, and there's the main board, and there's the water inlet valve. Let me put this on so I don't scratch the glass. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to remove the water inlet valve. As you can see, this one has 4 valves, and there's some that are made with 3 valves. So this one is a 4 valve. So when you try to get this harness off, you do not want to pull on the wire, because you can get the wire out of the harness and you'll have an open line and it won't be able to receive power to open up the valve. So you can use a flathead to try to pry it off sideways. But then later on here in the video, I'll show you a better way. I'll just bend it up and then pry it off. That way I can get up under it, but you'll see here in a moment. So basically, the first thing you want to do, you want to take all the harnesses off. I wouldn't worry about mixing them up because they can go only one way. So yeah, you can try to just wiggle them off, but they're pretty much on there pretty well. So I have to pry them off with like a flathead. Kind of use the back part of the valve as leverage. Right here, I'll show you a better way. So like I stated earlier, just want to bend this up, and then you'll be able to pry up under it better. Here, I'll just bend this completely up, and then this way I can really get up under it with my flathead. And I should have done this from the get-go. It just kind of hit me like, hey, just bend it up and get up under it to pry it off, because you're going to replace the valve anyway. So who cares if we mess the valve up? We just don't want to mess the harness up. Okay, so now having the harness removed, we're going to remove these 2 quarter-bit screws. So you can take a hand tool, a drill, as long as it's a quarter bit, and just remove both of them. There we go. So just put them somewhere safe where you don't lose them. And then once you pull, you'll pull straight up on this valve. There, pop it right off. And you will have this temperature sensor. Well, the harness that connects to the temperature sensor. This controls the temperature of the water. It tells the main board the temperature of the water, I would say. If that makes better sense. So you just clip this over and pull straight out. Let me show you a closer view of basically how it works. So there's a little clip. You pull it back, and you'll lift the harness straight out. There. So this is throwaway, so we'll just trash that. And now we'll get the new one. And like I said earlier, this will be in the description. So if you need this valve, this is the valve for this machine and this model. Now I recommend getting the OEM part. I wouldn't try to get some type of Subco part. So it's the same way you took it out, you put it in. You have these gaskets, but first off, put the Mr. harness back in place. Just click it right into place. Make sure it's fully in. And then these 3 gaskets will just go in the housing of the machine. You just press straight down. It can only go one way, you can't mess it up. So just align it and press straight down. Okay, now you're going to take your 2/4 bits and screw those back in. This way the valve doesn't go nowhere. Don't over tighten it or crack it. Just if you have a drill that's very strong, I recommend not using it. Use a hand tool. But you definitely want it snug too. So now we're going to reconnect the harnesses, and like I said, they can only go one way, so you can't mess it up. See, they're all aligned perfectly. So we'll just put one at a time. Just make sure you do click them in correctly. Don't miss the connection. If you look at them well, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So just make sure all 4 of them are clicked in correctly. One last glance, just make sure everything's installed right, and then now after this we're going to reinstall the display. So installing this display is actually easier than taking it off. You just click it into place, but you want to click the back side in first. So as you see the grooves, let me get a better light. So this back one will go in first, and then these will just click down into place. I'll show you better on this other side. So at an angle, you'll click the back in first, line them both up at the same time. See? And then you'll just click it down into place at the same time. Put one hand on your left and one on the right. There we go. And just same time. Click. That's it. And now you'll just reinstall the back panel. Same way you took it off, you put it on. Reinstall the screws. So here's one important tip. This is installing the new hose, water hose or used water hose. But you want to make sure it's loose at the beginning. And then you want to make sure it's very even before you turn it on and hand tighten it. So see how it's straight, I turn gently. Now if it does not go on, I don't keep on pressing because I can strip this valve and destroy it, and then you'll have to replace the valve because you stripped it. So hand tighten it first where it goes smoothly and easily, straight on, pull out, and then twist so you can't, or hand tighten it, I would say. And now you'll take your vice grips and then you'll snug it as you pull out on the hose, and this will make sure the gasket, which is inside the water hose, is flush with the valve. One thing you do not want to do is mess up this new valve, so just be careful. So now since we've got both hoses installed, we're going to press this back and we're going to place this machine in diagnostic mode to make sure everything's working correctly. So we'll hit 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 with the second one in a moment. Then you hit start. You go up, down I would say, to 1, hit start. And as you can see here, the cold water is actually coming out of the machine. So that takes care of our low fill problem, LF error code. Then if you want to test the hot, just go to 2, press start, and to end this, just hit the power button. Well, I hope this video was helpful, and please like and subscribe for more future tips and videos. If you have any questions, just leave in comments below, and thank you and have a good day.